Hello and welcome back to Swapnil's analysis, and I am Swapnil. Today we are going to discuss about Arthur Miller. As we all know, Arthur Miller, he is a very great post 1950s American playwright, or rather a very great English playwright or a dramatist who died in the month of February in 2005. So he was died in 10th February 2005, and he had seen so many changes that had occurred or that has occurred in our society post World War, post First World War, post Second World War, post industrialization, modern democracy, modern society, modern scientific inventions. So he had seen all these things, and Miller, he was a representative of his 20th century society. He was a strong moralist. He believed in good and evil, and throughout his plays, he propagated for what is right and what is wrong. If we read his plays, we'll find that he always talks about what is the good, what is the bad. There is always a chorus in his play, always a narrator who consistently shows his readers or his audience that what is good and what is bad. Although the main characters of his play, they behave in a very bad manner, they are attracted towards the bad things, but it is always the narrators, they constantly reminds the audience that this character, the main character, he is behaving in the wrong way. For instance, in A View from the Bridge, where Eddie, he constantly thinks that how to prevent marriage between Catherine and Rodolfo, and there he was ready to take whatever it was needed to prevent them from marrying Rodolfo and Catherine. But Alfieri, he constantly reminded the audiences that how Eddie, he was wrong. So today we are going to discuss about Arthur Miller, his contribution to the American play, American drama, and his plays in the American literature. So today, while we are living in February 2021, today it's no doubt that Arthur Miller, he is considered as one of the leading playwright of 20th century. When when we discuss about the drama of 20th century, be it British drama or American drama. But while Arthur Miller, he was writing, he was not considered as the great dramatist of his time. Why? Because American literature itself got reputation in the 20th century. There were other play, poets and novelists which were considered better, but they were not comparable with the British writers or the British poets or the British novelists. For instance, if we put a glance at Victorian literature and transcendental literature of America and Victorian literature of England, then there is no comparison. Yes, there was Harriet Beecher Stowe, who wrote a very beautiful novel, Uncle Tom's Cabin. It was the great novel, but we cannot say that Harriet Beecher Stowe, she was greater than Charles Dickens. We cannot say that, or she was greater than Thomas Hardy. No, we cannot claim such a thing. But there was great writers. Again, Walt Whitman, the national poet of America, Walt Whitman, the national poet, or sorry, the founder of American poetry, the national poet of America, then you'll find what Walt Whitman, he was great. But we cannot say that Walt Whitman he was greater than Robert Browning or Tennessee Williams. No, when these writers were writing, means the transcendentalist of American literature, they were actually reviving the American ethos. They were reviving about American life. They were talking about American life. Yes, there was some one or two instances where some novels they were greater in their own times. Means for instance, Walden is a very great novel which we do not find in British literature. Same way, Uncle Tom's Cabin. It is itself a best novel of, from my point of view, it is one of the best novel of 19th century. One of the best and one of the very finest language, plot construction, everything. It was the best. But we cannot say that Harriet Beecher Stowe, she was greater than Charles Dickens, Thomas Hardy, or William Thackeray. So what happened when we try to understand about American literature and when we compare American literature with English literature or British literature, so British literature has dominated till the end of the Victorian period, or let us when we add a Georgian period, let us say till 1920s, British literature was a very dominant literature because of their colonies, because of modernization, and because of so many other things that were involved in the development of British literature or English literature. Because English literature has history which starts from 1340, from the birth of Geoffrey Chaucer. We all have studied all these things in our classes, so we all are aware of that. But when we discuss about American literature and mostly 20th century American literature, the one thing we must bear in our mind, and that is that these modern writers, starting from Eugene O'Neill, Tennessee Williams, Clifford Cornett, Arthur Miller, Lillian Holman, these some of the few dramatists. Again, when we consider novelists, then Ernest Hemingway, William Faulkner, poet Robert Frost. To name some of the few, what happened, these writers, these playwrights, these poets, they gave something new to the world. That is the one of the most important point and aspect of American literature, that it is different than the British literature. Although it is written in English language, but it is different than the British literature. No doubt, in the 20th century, there were so many great writers. Those were writing in British literature. But that scene got changed after 1950. When we compare these two literature, American literature and British literature was dominant till 1940s. This is my personal opinion, that British literature was dominant till 1940s. Later on, American writers and American literature, it took a leap way ahead than the British literature. And one of the most important factor for the development of American literature, for the respect for American literature, was Eugene O'Neill. Eugene O'Neill, he was influenced by the European modernist and the tragedy. And therefore, he brought those ideas, that dramatic realism to the American theater. And he wrote such a plays which we do not find in British literature. Means when Eugene O'Neill was writing, at that time, George Bernard Shaw was also writing. Henrik Ibsen, he was a very great influence for that time. So Eugene O'Neill, he wrote about American life. He explored the struggle for human existence. And that's what we find in most of his plays, be it Harry Ape, be it Emperor Jones. Means in Emperor Jones, where a Negro or a African American or a black person, he was shown as an emperor, and that he explored the human struggle and American realism. He consistently talked about American values and American societies, disintegration of American families. That was the very fascinating thing about Eugene, Eugene O'Neill, and some of his plays, they specifically dominates about dream, sexuality, guilt, responsibility, and all other things. And most important thing he did, that was the questioning of American values and American society. So Eugene O'Neill, he dominated American drama from 1930, 1920 to 1940. And some of his plays, that is Emperor Jones, The Iceman Cometh, The Morning Becomes Electra, Long Dead Journey into Night, they, some of these plays, the themes that he handled in these plays, that was totally different. Means George Bernard Shaw, he was talking about society, he was talking about new woman, he was talking about new hierarchy in the society, where his women characters, they were more powerful than the male characters. He was talking British literature or British drama was focusing about socialism, socialist point of view, democracy. Here Eugene O'Neill, he talked about humanity, he talked about American life, he talked about tragedy. He was the first person who brought repute to the American literature. Therefore, Arthur Miller, he, although he was not influenced by Eugene O'Neill, but he said that he was a very great dramatist as far as American literature is concerned, because he brought the attention of the world at American literature, towards American literature. Therefore, he said that I am indebted to Eugene O'Neill. Another second great playwright of the same period of 20th century was Tennessee Williams, and contemporary of Arthur Miller. So Arthur Miller, he was basically influenced by Henrik Ibsen. He has also translated his one of the play An Enemy of the People, which was Henrik Ibsen originally written in 1882. So we can say Arthur Miller, he was fascinated towards the Russian literature, Tolstoy, Dostoevsky, Anton Chekhov, but he was influenced by Henrik Ibsen. And therefore, Arthur Miller, he focused about tragedy and new changing world order, and the what is the place of a middle class person in this newly emerging society, newly changing world order. What was the place of that common man? Therefore, he always talked about common man. And Arthur Miller, he says that Eugene O'Neill, he was the first who made his hero a common man. Otherwise, all the heroes, they belong to the rich class. So Arthur Miller, he followed the Greek form of tragedy. Therefore, many critics, they believed that Arthur Miller, he had perfected the art of tragedy like Shakespeare. So it would not be exaggeration if we call Arthur Miller a modern tragic writer. Tragedy, he did not follow Shakespeare, he followed Greek tragedy. And his modern, means his tragic heroes, they were the modern tragic hero, and they all belonged to the lower class or a middle class or a working class families, and their struggle for the existence, and again the criticism of American dream. Therefore, the contemporary American dispensation, they thought Arthur Miller as a communist, that as if Arthur Miller he was a communist because of his left-leaning agenda, because of his constant criticism of American dream. So Miller, he was so deeply influenced that he always complicated his plots. When we see the when we read the play of Ibsen, Ghost, there we find the complication of reality where the character, a hero, he falls in the love with a heroine which was the daughter, extramarital daughter of his father. That was his stepsister. That was a kind of a complication which Ibsen he was attracted towards. In the same way, in All My Sons, the killer, he was responsible for the death of a soldier, and his elder son, he commits suicide knowing that his father he was involved in the death of that soldier. That is the complication, and father knew that his elder son had committed suicide because of his corruption, because of his mistakes. Same thing happened, complication, in A View from the Bridge, where Eddie he was attracted towards Catherine. And here the most important thing, that Catherine was not at all related, blood related to the Eddie. So he talks about morality. He talks about good and evil, and where he also creates such situations where somewhere we think that okay, that character it may be right. Miss Keller he thinks that I did all those things for the good life of my family, for the better life of my family. Eddie thinks that Catherine, although she wasn't his daughter, but he considered her as his daughter. So he believed, he wanted that Catherine, she must treat Eddie as her father. That was a different thing. So morality, Arthur Miller, he has always focused about morality. He is a very great tragedy writer, and he was deeply influenced by Greek tragedy. Therefore, we find chorus in the plays of Arthur Miller. So there are so many plays. Means his Crucible also one of the very greatest play of Arthur Miller, where he has created the scene of witch hunting. That was the same thing happening in America of 1950s. Therefore, even Charlie Chaplin he was also banned, prohibited from entering into the America. Why? Because American dispensation thought that Arthur Miller, Charlie Chaplin, these people, they were propagating the communist agenda by constantly criticizing the American dream. So when we discuss about American literature or 20th century American drama, there were so many great writers like Lillian Holman or Clifford Codet, Eugene O'Neill, Tennessee Williams, Arthur Miller, and many more others. But Arthur Miller is today considered as one of the very great writers of America, who wrote about human life, who wrote about the life of a common man, the struggle of a common man. That tragedy can not only be restricted towards the higher class people. Tragedy can happen or can also happen with the lower class people. He talked about the problems of working class people. Means, for instance, Eddie, he was a longshoreman, a worker, and a very poor person, a laborer. Still, he has his issues. Still, he has his problems. Still, he has his moral issues. One of the most important factor about Arthur Miller is that he always talked about morality, because Eugene O'Neill, he was focusing about struggle and existence of a modern man. Tennessee Williams was talking about the disintegration of white families, white former white worker farmers or land owning families. So Miller, he he wanted to say something about American life. So he chose tragedy as a form to express his thinking, to express his thoughts. Therefore, all his plays talks about morality. Considering the tragedy, All My Sons, Death of Salesman, and A View from the Bridge, The Crucible, all his plays they talks about morality. They talks about common life. So, as far as American literature is concerned, Miller is considered as one of the greatest playwright of American literature. And because of these writers, poets, dramatists, today American literature is considered as one of the very finest literature in English language. If you have liked my presentation, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.